Hi, howdy guys, welcome to part 2 of my Sonic Colors playthrough, and we're heading into Sweet Mountain this time. Sweet Mountain is very much the candy themed level of the game. Even though all the foods that are here aren't all necessarily sweets as such, it's you've got burgers, you've got a ton of other different foods here. But it's also like got a kind of mechanical factory-like appearance to it as well, so I kind of appreciate that. I think this is probably one of the first Sonic levels of its kind that I can think of, you know, where there's a level based on food. I just really like it. Yeah. This level's kind of cool. I mean, the music in this level is definitely not my favourite in the game. But it's different, and I can definitely appreciate different. Anyway, we've got Badniks and a new Wisp power-up. This is the drill power-up. And it enables you to dig underground in, like, well, soft grounds anyway. I don't really like that whole head banging thing. Boom, 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 boom. It's very repetitive. So it's just like, oh, thank God I finished using that. There's donuts here. There's burgers, as we're going to see. Candy rockets. Well, rockets with jelly beans in it, I should say. Well, it's pretty plain to see that this, You can burrow here and drill. It's pretty obvious to see that what we're walking on is cake. I'm sorry, but this is so unhealthy. Where's like the salady stuff, the fruit, the vegetables? No, it's all junk food. Welcome to the land of junk food. Every child's dream come true. Well, most every child. Anyway, you got springs there. They are Eggerman springs. They send you flying backwards. And I did not mean to hit it that time. Those rockets can hurt, so be careful. Make sure you time your jumps very well here. I did not mean for that to happen, but hey, there's a red ring over here for anyone who gives a monkeys and actually is going to go after the Chaos Emeralds, which will probably be most people I know of. I'm probably one of the minority of people who don't give a fuck about that. At least not for the playthrough anyway. Those Eggman springs can really fuck you over, so you've really got to be careful. If you keep hearing me sniff, I do apologise. Hay fever's still really acting up for me, and oh, I hate June. I really hate the month of June purely because of hay fever. It ruins my life, I tell you. Okay, that is an exaggeration. I mean, it disappears pretty much as soon as I've had it. Oh, was that a life? No? So you can only jump around for so long and then Sonic just stops. So if you want to get lives or anything, you have to act quickly. Anyway, that's the second Wisp power-up we've unlocked. Once you've unlocked them all, then you can pretty much return to levels and find alternate pathways, which is neat if you want to get all the red rings. But as it is, obviously you can't go every route to begin with because you've got to have all the Wisps in order to be able to do so. What I'm doing here is I'm drifting, and I don't know why, but I really don't like drifting in Sonic Colors. I'm not quite sure what it is. I just don't like it very much. I feel very comfortable drifting in Sonic Generations, just not in here. But then again, you know, it's just another sign of something that they've essentially made better in my view. Look at that burger. Doesn't it make you hungry? Why is there cake right next to the burger? That's going to surely ruin the flavour. Anyway, destroy the robots here. And then we can head up. Lollipops all over the place. I do like the burger in the background. It's just like, oh, no, I want a burger. Preferably though without all the salady stuff in it. Well, here I am moaning about the fact that this place doesn't have any healthy eating, and then I point blank say no to the salad, which is probably considered very healthy. Well, that's just not how I like my burgers, what can I say? I do like salady stuff, just in a salad, or, you know, not so much in a burger or a sandwich. I'm like the most plain, ordinary fucker in the world when it comes to sandwiches. It has to be very plain. Though I do like egg and cress. I do like tuna mixed with salad cream. So it's not like I completely hate it. You know, sandwiches with mixtures in it. I don't know. Lettuce, tomato, not in my sandwiches, thanks. Now I'm getting off topic, talking about sandwiches now. See, this fucking stage getting me thinking about food. God. Gotta stop it. Just the Christ, the way I talk about food, people are probably thinking, oh, she's probably that stereotypical gamer, you know, a fat cow that can't get a boyfriend. Well, fuck you, I'm married. And I'm actually quite skinny compared to most other women. Okay. May have obviously noticed that wisps are the thing that power up your boost meter, so you want to pick up wisps quite frequently. Or at least the plain ordinary ones, they're the ones that fill your boost meter up. The other ones grant you like special abilities. You know, like the laser and the drill. And obviously there are going to be other ones as well that I will point out when we get to them. In fact, there's one right here. This is the rocket. And it enables us to go flying into the air. Like so. And then we make a slow descent downwards. This Wisp power-up came back in Sonic Generations. Planet Wisp Act 2 with modern Sonic, yeah. Obviously all of modern Sonic's levels are at 2, but you know, just in case you didn't know that. But yeah, yeah, rockets are kind of cool power up. I think it was better, like, felt better to use in Act. No, not in Act. I mean, in Sonic Generations. I just felt because they gave you the ability to control where it went. Whereas I think if you shoot a rocket in this game, you just go straight up. Gotta be careful with these rockets because they can hurt. Look at those jelly beans. It's a child's wet dream. Child's dream come true. Anyway, I don't know why I'm struggling so much here. Get up there. Okay. I'm not moving very fast because, like I said, I'm no good with the drift. And this is the first time I've actually ever played the game with the Wii remote. I've always played it with the GameCube controller prior to this point. So I'm still trying to get used to the Wii remote controls. I could use a classic controller, and in fact I did try in like a little test run, and it didn't work out too great for me. I definitely just did not feel comfortable using a classic controller, at least not as much as using the GameCube controller or the Wii remote. So that's why I'm going with the Wii remote, even though the motion controls aren't exactly the most responsive thing ever. And I've missed a life, damn it! Anyway, that's another wisp unlocked. Let's move on. Okay, Act 4. Already. Oh, there's Gingerbread Man. I remember buying Gingerbread Men as a kid, it was great. Anyway, the gimmick here is to stay on the switch to get these things to move around, because if you touch the orange beam things, they will hurt like fuck. I kind of appreciate the whole sweet machine thing being incorporated into the background, that's cool. Don't be surprised if I don't use wisps at every single opportunity when I get them, because I like to try and proceed through the level on my own as well. Even if it affects my score, I don't really give a fuck. It's just a case of I want to, you know, showcase the level a bit, and, you know, you don't necessarily need the wisps to beat the game. I mean, there are a few sections where they're compulsory, but sometimes you get wisps and you don't really need them to beat the level. And here, watch me fail. I actually thought I had to use the laser wisp, because for whatever reason, I, like a fool, forgot that you can easily smash that box open with a, you know, down and B. So yeah, if you want stupidity, that's stupidity at its finest from me. Well, unless you're talking about Sonic Adventure, I still can't. No, not Sonic Adventure. Sonic Adventure 2. Still can't get over that. That was a major screw up on my part. And I am, of course, referring to Meteor Herd. If you haven't seen it, check it out, because it's full of fail. Smashing robots. Is there any greater joy? Now, if I had the cube power up at this point, I could smash all these boxes away, but I don't, so as it is, I'm just kind of making my way through. This is really easy, just like go on a switch which does not have the bars above it that's gonna hurt you. Pretty darn obvious. Yeah, when this game was first announced, I wasn't very keen on the whole idea. I think it was the name. It was very off-putting. I was like, oh, Sonic Colors? Can't they leave it alone? Blah, blah, blah. That kind of attitude thing I had going on. But obviously now I'm kind of like, yay, Sonic Colors. It's a great game. You know, I was more into anticipating Sonic 4. Than Colors, if I remember correctly. And then Colors ended up being the better of the two, in my opinion. I didn't miss that life this time. Thank fuck. See, this game is very generous with its lives. Okay. Time for Act 5. Okay. But yeah, it goes without saying, Sonic Colors is very much a Sonic-only game. He's the only character that's playable. Just like, you know, he was the only character playable in Generations. And I suppose you could argue Unleashed G was also the only playable character, even though he had two different forms. Well, but then, no, if you're going to talk about different forms, you could argue the same about Generations. He had two different forms there. Oh, whatever. Basically, Sonic's the only playable character. And he has been the only playable character for a while. And I mean, some people are all like, yeah, he's the only character we want to play. We don't want to play as any of Sonic's shitty friends, blah, blah, blah. I would love to be able to play as, like, Tails and, you know, Knuckles maybe again. But just those two, you know. You've got Sonic down, okay? Give us another playable character. At least one other playable character. I mean, it's not too much to ask. Not all of Sonic's friends are quote-unquote shitty. Anyway, those giant blue rings have to do with a power-up that I do not have yet. And I was failing so hard then at trying to boost into that, and I lost all my boost. So now I've just got to time it carefully when I... You know, by swinging on it, that should enable me to get a fair bit of height. If not necessarily the amount of height I want, but it's still something. Damn it! Yeah, there will be screw-ups, of course there will be. Oy vey, I'm not a perfect person. I screw up sometimes. Even in a game as easy as this. And yes, Sonic Colors is an easy game, in my opinion anyway. And I think I was a bit nervous about overshooting that tiny platform. And I did overshoot it that time, because I think this is kind of like an example of why I don't really go much on the controls. Well, I like the controls, but I do feel they're a little bit loose in some areas, like when it comes to big, like little tiny platforms. But that's not to say this game sucks, it doesn't. This game's incredible. It did a really darn good job. Anyway. Let's see if I can get a life out of this. Give me a life. Give me life. Thank you. Okay. One more act. And then I can go on to the boss. Okay. I suppose now would be an ideal opportunity to talk about probably the rest of the voice cast that was introduced. Because I don't think I ever talked about them when it came to Generations. And I'm probably not going to remember all the voice actors' names. I'm just going to go by, you know, the characters as such. I will say that Knuckles doesn't sound too much different from Dan Green's interpretation of Knuckles. There's still kind of gruffness there. So, you know, in all honesty, I didn't really notice all that much difference between the two. And it's worth noting that I'm going by Generations, Free Riders, and... well, yeah, just Generations and Free Riders more than anything. And that was stupid of me. I do apologise. But yeah, Knuckles doesn't really sound that much different from Dan Green, if you want me to be honest. So, you know, I'm not going to complain about the change. Shadow, I'm still having to get used to. He's one of the two he is one of the two characters that I'm not too sure on the voice acting yet. Jason Griffiths is probably still my favourite Shadow. I don't know, I just don't know what it is. I liked Jason Griffiths' Shadow. Oh god, then you've got Amy, the other character that I wasn't so keen on voice actor wise, in terms of like the changes that have occurred, because I know it's not just me, she sounds like Minnie Mouse. And really, some points she doesn't sound that much older than Cream, and she's supposed to be 6 years older. I don't know, I think Lisa Ortiz and Jennifer Dollard, or however you pronounce her last name, they both did better jobs as Amy, I think. Who else is there? They're the main ones, I think. Cream actually sounds like a 6-year-old instead of a, you know, a whiny old lady. Rouge sounds a million times better. She actually, you know, she's got a voice actor that not only emotes, but actually sounds like young. And I've never liked Kathleen Delaney as Rouge. I've never had anything against the woman or anything, but I just didn't like the whole voice, you know, the approach that they took with Rouge's voice in the last set of voice actors. So definitely glad that they went back and made her sound young.
If I was an alien in need of saving, where would I be? Experience has taught me to investigate anything that glows. Experience has also taught me that the best way to solve problems is to kick robot butt.
Visitors are cautioned to avoid eating, petting, or saving any aliens.
Excuse me, giant killer robot? You want to do this the hard way or the easy way? Somehow I knew you'd say that. Let's dance.
So yeah, this is the boss of Sweet Mountain. And it's pretty good, I suppose. I don't have too much of a problem with it. The whole idea is to get to this lever in order to get the ship down so that you can actually attack the boss. Who is not a giant killer robot, Sonic. Look at him. Wait a minute. There it is. I mean, look at it. It's not that much bigger than you. But yeah, the whole idea is he bounces around, you've got to keep hitting him. And eventually he'll return to his ship and you have to get the ship to land again. Yeah, nothing to it. And I am sucking, at least with regard to holding on to rings. But yeah, this is easy, just time it right and then you shouldn't have any problems. And he does release like a lot of these little things, and I fucking died, damn it! Oh well. Shit happens. Okay. You want to play like that? We'll play like that. You can get the drill power up, which is handy to use when you're actually up against the robot itself. I believe it takes like an enormous chunk of time that it would take to get rid of this boss, you know, away. The boss is much easier to beat. But yeah, just hit the boss. It jumps around, you hit it. Now watch out for it lands. Nothing to it really. That's how you generally would battle it without any risk power-ups. You know, just rinse and repeat that. Now if you want to use the drill, you'll shave off quite a lot of time beating this guy, so I'll do that next time I get the ship landed. Just get this ship landed. Down goes the ship. And once it's up down, all we have to do is, well, use the drill. Obviously I had to wait for the damn Wii remote to respond when I was in its shape, but seriously, one hit with the drill, look at that. He doesn't stand a chance against the drill. And even though I died, this boss is still easy. In fact, if I hadn't have died, I probably would have got a much better ranking, probably an A at least. But hey, you know, I died. I screwed up, you know. No sense in dwelling on it, you know.
Tails. You missed the BBBE.
Huh?
Best boss beating ever! So, has Yacker given you any more information, or limericks, or whatever it is he's spouting?
Well, first, remember, this translation stuff isn't 100%.
Trust me, I remember.
So anyway, these aliens are made up of a really powerful energy source called hyper-go-ons. It's inside of them.
Like a battery?
No. Well, sort of. It's their life source. You only got a taste of it. Look at what happened. Battery is sort of an understatement. Funny thing, it was first translating as horrible body odor. Anyway, it seems an evil man, and you might know him, who they call Baldy Nosehair.
Baldy Nosehair! That's the best thing I've heard all day. I gotta remember that one.
I know, I've already written it down. Anyway, he's draining them of their power, all their power, and using it for an evil aquatic mammal? An evil dolphin? No, a porpoise. Oh, an evil purpose.
That's good intel. Keep working on it.
Hey, where are you going?
To find Baldy McNosehair, of course. I'm totally calling him McNosehair.
Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next part.